Yo, 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 we have a lot to get into today. Nike suing StockX. There's a big NFT mint with Karafuru. I think that's going to do great. I'm going to bring the guys in and get right into this stuff. Yo, what's up, guys? A lot going on right now.
Hey, yep.
What's up?
You guys want to start with the Nike stuff?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just turning off my notification sounds here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Nike is formally suing StockX
Yeah.
because of the StockX NFTs that they've been launching. And we assume that that's why. So StockX is rumored to drop some shoes this week, and via NFT, and they didn't end up doing it. So we assume that that's why they pulled back on it, is because of this open lawsuit. Pretty crazy. It seems a little bit out there, just because the value of these NFTs, the tokens, they're not selling images of the shoes. It is a token that is redeemable for a physical pair of shoes to be fulfilled by StockX, which doesn't seem to be within the parameters of this lawsuit, which is, about like using Nike's image. But I think because it is, such a big company like StockX, I think Nike might be trying to set some precedent. I think that they're very serious about making a lot of money in this space. We know that they're rumored to be doing their first drop this month of some sort with CloneX and those guys over at that company. So it's interesting, man. Really crazy. I'm curious to see where this lawsuit goes.
Well, yeah, and I think it has, I would say, a good amount to do with Nike's acquisition of Artifact and Artifact taking a snapshot. So Nike and basically they own Artifact. So, they're doing something soon. And for any of you that likely have a Clone X, that was good news there with that snapshot.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see how Clone X ran so heavy the past couple weeks. Even though it was a good market, I think it ran way more than most of these projects, and
More too.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see that. Once again, we saw with the announcement of Nike buying Artifact a week before, all the volume come into the project, and then yet again, all this volume comes in, price skyrockets. So people definitely knew about this.
For sure.
And I think that's playing into this lawsuit here.
Yeah, the timing of it makes sense. I think Nike's really just trying to set a precedent, even if this suit doesn't really fall within, because again, StockX, they don't even need to be using images of the shoes. They could just say, yeah, it's a token redeemable for a pair of these, right? But I really think that Nike's trying to put that precedent out there early and let everyone know, like, hey, you're not going to get away with doing anything tokenized with our brand or image.
Cool.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, let's hop into Karafuru because I think it's on everyone's mind.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like top volume right now, one of the top volume projects. Last I looked, floor was just about 4 again, like 4.2. The pre-sale mint just occurred, and then the public mint is tomorrow. So.
And they're going fast. I mean, we had started talking just 30 minutes ago. They were under 4, and they've gone. Last sale was 4.32 minutes ago. So I'm going to assume it's difficult to get anything under that right now. We were saying that we thought it could be a good buy at this price, which is kind of crazy to say. I'm watching it closely. It's definitely going to be an opportunity here. I would actually like to kind of wait for reveal, although I don't know when it is, to see about getting some rares, like trying to get them cheap. But I don't know if that's going to be a possibility.
Yeah,
I'm also thinking about waiting till reveal. I think buying now, we always see post-reveal dips, pretty much regardless of the project. It's very rare that they don't happen. I'm expecting, a post-reveal dip as low as like 2.5, and that's probably where I'll try to go. But I'd rather not be paying this like whitelist premium right now.
Right.
The question I think is, first off, do we know when the reveal is?
No.
Because if it's in 4, 5, 6 days, it gives it time, just like mechas, just like hate beasts, to go on a freaking run. You also have only 5,500 of them. So I like these a lot more than I like the hate primes. So it's a tough call here. If I had liquid ETH, I think I would take an entry here because I'd like to try to get 2 of everything. It's really expensive, obviously, but if you enter here and then it does dip down and you want to try to get in closer to that 2 floor, it's just there's already been 3,000 to 5,555 minted. So, yeah. Otherwise, I think the play is after reveal, like we see most projects dip. But yeah, I like this a lot. I really like this project.
Tommy in our comments in the chat said, LMAO, my 60-year-old second cousin was flexing on me his 3 Clone X at Christmas a few weeks ago. Damn, well, he's in the money. That was a good play.
Wow.
Those. Yeah.
Wish my
60-year-old second cousin.
my cousin was smart like that.
Second cousin, man. That's awesome. Yeah, and then you mentioned Hate Beast, Vince. Those reveal in T-1 hour. From
I
right
know.
now.
I'm expecting a massive dump, and I think everybody is.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a turbo nuke for sure. I mean, the art.
Yeah.
Just these things are
Sell hate prime, buy Karafuru.
Yep. Yeah, we had one of our members hit me up and ask what my thoughts were. It was like his first big NFT. He got into him recently, hit whitelist for Hape, and he asked me if he should sell pre-reveal or hold it. I'm like, man, secure that profit. Like, that can do you a lot, you know, at the time.
When did that guy DM you? Someone DM me. I said to sell. He sell it like 7.5, and he was happy about it.
Yep, it was
a week
like
ago,
just
maybe.
Yep, just at 7.5. So
Yeah.
the same guy.
I mean, obviously, he missed up to that 9 run, but you're just taking a guess at that point, and I just don't. Yeah, I just don't see this not going down below 5 pretty quick after, because I think they're really bad. So.
Agreed. And we got an answer. Bayous in chat said that Karafuru revealed 5 days after public sale.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. That's an interesting one there. I'm really gonna see what I can do about entering if I can get under 4 or 5 here. I like the market conditions for that right now, because there's a lot of projects I think people would sell, Doodles, Azukis, all those 15 ETH projects, and they would get into and take a risk on a 1/3 the price project like that. So I could see it doing well.
For sure. Did you see OpenSea's new like attempt to solve the listing issue that they had?
Yeah, I saw him tweet about that, and I saw it like when I was on. Yeah, when I was on there, it showed all my previous listings on the NFT itself. So
yeah, so they basically updated. They have a new smart contract that basically voids any and all old listings. So it's like a completely new contract that they're utilizing, which I think should fix the issue once and for all, I believe. At least with all the old listings.
Oh yeah, they definitely, and they're doing these warnings too. Go ahead, McKay.
Yeah, so the update's gonna be they're deploying the update in waves over a matter of the next 2 weeks, in hopes of not destroying the website. That's their attempt at keeping the website online while they deploy the updates. The second thing that it's gonna push is bulk cancellations. So what it's gonna allow you to do is, if you wanted to cancel a bunch of inactive listings, they're gonna allow you, just like when you were hiding, like how they allow you to hide several products. Or several assets from your collection, from your account. They're going to allow you to select multiple assets, delist them all at once, and then you're only paying the gas fee for one transaction. So that's their attempt to get gas, which will incentivize you to still delist and not pay gas for each one.
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, it's good to see them moving and you know, actually trying to respond to this. I'm not sure how easy of a fix that was, or an update.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it took some effort, man.
I agree.
I bet it was like all they were doing for the past week.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, it's good to see it though, honestly. It sucks seeing people lose money like that, man, especially like real diamond handers that, yeah, it's crazy. We've seen a pretty good decline on Solana projects as far as just overall, the market, we're back to that point of needing to be. It's very apparent that we need to be much more selective. Hype and engagement alone isn't enough. There has to be the numbers have to crunch. It's got to be a small enough collection with a reasonable enough mint price. 10K Solana mints are you're in danger territory.
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about this for several weeks, that these bigger projects, even yesterday we said these bigger collection sizes, really anything over 4,000 has been struggling on Solana. And we saw it again yesterday, both BR1, which was really the biggest play to earn game behind Bobos of War in Solana in the past 2 weeks. We saw that. I'm not even sure if it's sold out now. It's sat in stock. Obviously, it's not what happens with these soul projects, and what we saw specifically with BR1 yesterday. Once word starts going around of people not minting, whether that's whitelist or public, not only does the project not sell out, but it's slower for anyone to buy, because then what happens is it's like a funnel, and the only people buying are anyone who actually believes in the game long term. And so once we saw whitelist barely move on BR1 yesterday with like 7 or 10% minted, then we saw the public sale go live, and there was almost zero change as far as the mint goes, because no one's just buying it to play. They're all buying it with the goal of flipping it. So once that number didn't move, it stayed stagnant. I think it might be pulled now from Launchpad, but that's just a perfect example of a soul project with a ton of potential. But then you throw 10K supply at it at a high mint price with no whitelist sellout, and boom, you're now struggling to even sell 30 or 40% of the project. So, yeah.
Yeah, be careful with Solana stuff. I had mentioned it a week or so ago that I felt it cooling down, and we've seen that you really now want to focus on really, really good projects. So, yeah, that's on the Solana front for sure.
To add on to McKay's piece about play to earn, people just not really interested in actually playing and more interested in flipping. Yeah. I think Raid Party is a perfect example of that. It's something that I went in on. I was pretty indifferent on the project, hadn't paid too much attention to it. I did see that they managed to sell out all of those packs at a really high price, and I decided to take an entry at 2 at 0.8. It turned out to be a mistake. The floor is like 0.64 right now, and I don't know. With a project like this, I really get the feeling that more people are trying to just flip the NFT than are actually interested in like the long-term viability of a play to earn or an MMO or whatever they're trying to be. So I got to be a little bit more selective about those projects and trust my gut a little bit more. That was a bad decision, and I'm regretting it now.
Yep. I was surprised you bought that, Aiden, because you've always been like the opposite of me or Garrett or a few of us, where we're just buying off like hype and pump. You're always like the one to research it. But
yeah, well, this one I felt like other people had done research on it, and the team is obviously from our community. I thought that if they could do something interesting, it would be kind of cool. And the project does have a lot of following and some hype surrounding it, but it is a little concerning looking in the Discord, and there was a bit of FUD yesterday with all the delays and things like that. So hopefully can get out for just about break even and roll it into the next project, but definitely learning from that one.
Yeah. Sure.
Somebody asked about the beans. We had posted a channel about them.
Yep.
I'm just forgetting this project and all, but I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, channel's up. I'm not feeling great about it. For now, it's a pass. The concern with beans, so it's totally legit. Basically, what it is Dumb Wasted I was a huge mobile game released in like 2014, 2015. I used to play it all the time. Really fun game. They got bought out by a big company in San Francisco. That company is the one powering this NFT. So basically, they franchised the brand itself, which is allowing them to create this NFT project. They just announced like an hour before the mint that they're building like a world using Unreal Engine, which is Fortnite's game developer pack, similar to like Unity. So they're going to build a world where you can interact with your beans. I think they're entirely capable of doing it, and I'm sure they will do it. But as far as the mint goes, the concern again, we said this yesterday, we continue to see ETH projects increase their mint price. This was a 0.3 mint price with floor sitting right under 0.4 right now. After gas, it'll be no room for profit. And I think that's the main reason we're going to stay away. Their roadmap looks fine. I'm sure they're going to execute on everything I have on there, but this isn't a project we look at and say, okay, this is going to be 2 ETH in 2 months.
Yep. Matt in chat asked thoughts of women on crypto. I don't like them, man. They kind of look like just like a pretty cheap 3D animation. They look like Barbies a little bit. Floor's about 0.2 right now. I remember seeing them mint, I believe, yesterday. I don't like them personally. And a lot of people are getting absolutely thrashed on the female avatar projects. Zipsies, Asuna, people are just losing their asses on.
I think that's kind of down.
Everything is not good, honestly.
Yeah.
Tommy's had a comment that I thought was pretty insightful. He said, "I'm unsure of the success of Solana as a crypto / ecosystem. The blockchain slows down or goes down whenever there is a ton of volume on it, and it's just very centralized via the Solana team." I agree. I think that a lot of the FUD surrounding Sol is justified. Obviously, it's super centralized. We've seen the network go down for like 12-20 hours at a time. Not even too recently, or not even too long ago.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah, I agree.
And Tommy, when you say I don't know if it can withstand a bull run, that's a great thought, because just like in 2017, 2018, like Solana ran over 100x the past year. So when we hit a bear market in crypto, those projects they usually bleed really heavy. Unless we do see, I mean, we've got OpenSea adding Solana NFTs. So there's definitely some factors here to help keep Solana in the eyes of not only just people that trade crypto, but also everybody in NFTs. So it is interesting, though. I much rather, I don't really fool around with Solana that much, to be honest. I'm way more bullish on Ethereum NFTs and just Ethereum overall. But there's obviously money to be made in Solana, so I don't always discredit it. So, but I think that sentiment is one that holds water for sure on something like that.
Yep, agree. Crypto's pumping. That's pretty relevant. I know people are
Crazy.
Yeah, it is. I was not expecting this at all. The Ethereum, 10% or something? 12%. Wow, even more.
Yeah. Bitcoin back up above 40.
Yeah, I personally got lucky on this. I didn't really mean to buy, but I did. And Bitcoin over 40. Who knows? This kind of stuff can flip at a blink of an eye, and it just flipped upward. So we were saying yesterday we would like to see Ethereum go back down, but honestly, things have held pretty well here. So
did Crypto Jack go live last night? What was
he did, but he was just gaming. So.
Got it. Okay.
But he did post some tweets today about some trends that it broke, Bitcoin broke, that were obviously bullish. So,
yeah.
That dollar cost average, like buying every week or two, is the play. It just has to be the way to do it, because timing these things is impossible. So yeah, it'd be DCA, baby.
Definitely. Diego in chat said thoughts on Raid Party. I don't love the volume right now on Raid Party, and all of the assets started at like a pretty high floor prices. Yeah, I just don't love the volume. But then again, like, the team's strong. They've obviously made a ton of money from their mint, so they could inject a lot of that back into the company and do big things. As far as an aftermarket play, though, I just don't love the volume right now.
The Genesis heroes are quite high, but the fighters that were kind of like the nice to have rather than the need to have, it seemed like, from the packs were the ones that got sold off pretty quickly, and those were the floor that I was talking about. Just to clarify. So I don't know. I wouldn't recommend buying it now.
I'm just trying to pull up Crypto Jack's tweets right now. Just from a technical standpoint, I use technicals just to go along with like my personal like sentiment and thoughts. So he's just showing that it's broken out of some downtrends here. A downtrend that it started before the first of the year. I mean, just best thing you can do is dollar cost average. That's all there is to it. And buying at 23, 24, 25, if you're bullish on Ethereum, like I am, when you think it's going to go to 10,000, you know, it just makes sense. So.
Yep, for sure.
Do we want to talk GameStop and Immutable X?
Yeah.
And
that popped up.
I was joking around with the guys. Gary V's book games is on Immutable X Layer 2. And I was just saying how bullish. Well, I'm super bullish on book games regardless, but I'm just saying this is super bullish for him jokingly. But go ahead, McKay. You brought this up.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw GameStop announce a formal partnership with Immutable X, which is a crazy twist. Basically them getting into Web3. What they're doing and what the article that they published basically runs through is they are creating a $100 million fund, which is giving $150 million $150 million IMX tokens to a creator fund. So I think the most similar analogy to this would be like TikTok's creator fund. So TikTok had a ton of investors come in like a year and a half ago and say, okay, we're going to put, I think, like $7 billion into a creator fund, allowing creators to come to our platform, create videos, and receive payments as a return. So what we started seeing with GameStop, something very similar with this is GameStop's now going to allow IMX to fund their NFTs. One second, I gotta mute Vince. Sorry. So as far as IMX goes, this fund's going to allow GameStop to basically pay for creators on their platform to create NFTs. And then as a result, not only will these creators make money through their platform, but they will make money through a return-based percentage that GameStop and IMX kind of bring to the table. And so I think this is like an attempt from IMX to bring more attention to their platform. Obviously, like a platform like Token Trove, which is a layer 2 kind of reselling platform like OpenSea is, that's going to allow these guys to bring more attention to it, because a platform like Token Trove honestly is terrible. I don't think it works well. We've seen book games sit on it, and the website's just not great. It's totally different than OpenSea. I think Magic Eden even has it beat by 100 times. So that's where we're at with it. $100 million, obviously a ton. GameStop was like 2 years ago on the verge of closing down. I heard an analogy yesterday that GameStop is like Blockbuster. Somehow they survived past 2012. And so I think that's where we're at with it. And so we'll see what GameStop ends up doing for gamers. I think that's their main target audience.
Cool.
And then one other thing yeah, it's going to be huge. I think GameStop specifically, it sounds like they're just trying to target gamers. They're not trying to target like some artist who's trying to launch a project. I think that's still going to remain on like layer 1 ETH launches.
It's really interesting to me how reluctant and how much gamers hate NFTs still. Like I watch, I sometimes get on my suggested YouTube, like really, really viral YouTube videos from like gaming channels or gaming commentary channels, just completely ragging on NFTs and ragging on the companies that are trying to integrate NFTs into their games and ecosystems. And the arguments that they're making is like, you know, these companies are acting like the gamers don't understand NFTs, but the gamers are like, no, we do understand. We understand microtransactions and in-game marketplaces, but we don't want them. We don't want to be advantaged or disadvantaged via you know, actual monetary cost in these games, you know, because it can be leveraged by these games to just, you know, create an ecosystem that you need to acquire these assets to be competitive or whatnot. And the gamers don't want it. So I think that combined with just all the bad PR and everything with the GPUs being used to mine and then the gamers not being able to get them, I think that there's just a lot of pretty strong opposition from the gaming community. It's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to be changed in the near future.
Yeah.
See how these companies can change that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think there's like a widespread misconception from gamers that like NFTs are, you know, and the thing is that these gamers have experience with NFTs because they're trading CS:GO skins for more than most of these NFTs trade for.
Yeah,
But
and been
they're
doing
not-
it for years.
Yeah, exactly. That was the original NFT. So I think this will be an attempt by GameStop and Immutable X to bring more gamers over to
Yeah.
NFTs.
They're just digital assets. Plenty of games have them. Any game. You were selling World of Warcraft accounts 10 years ago, 15 years
RuneScape,
ago.
all of them, dude.
I think it's interesting. Hate Prime's down from 8 like an hour and a half ago to 7 already. People are already anticipating this.
Yeah, people know.
I mean, it's, in my opinion, got plenty more blood left here. Be selling and getting a Rufu real quick.
Yeah, Danko in chat said, I'm behind in the stream, but Hate Reveal is going to be in half an hour.
Yeah.
Let's see if Vince is right about the flop. Dude, I don't see any way that these don't flop.
I don't
think
see
that
anybody who's done NFTs for more than a month and a half not thinking these are going to go down after reveal.
Right. It is very, the air, it's just like Mechaverse, man.
Unless
Just like the
Adidas
Metaverse
is buying them. Unless we don't know Adidas is buying this. Total, total flip.
Oh my goodness, they go to the 20th floor. See
I mean, that's just news that you can't even. I mean, that's just I did see that. What did I see? Oh, I saw. I was looking at the past 7 days, and the Kennel Club is gone back up a bit here.
Oh, that reminds me of something. A thread I read last night. So what the speculation is, Vince, is not that mutants are going to be airdropped Kennel Clubs, but that so the speculation is
wait, say that again.
Okay, so
can't be that.
So what people are theorizing is that mutants and apes will get airdropped ape token, right? And they'll receive ape token, and Kennel Club holders will receive, maybe not simultaneously, but in the very, very near future, will receive mutant Kennel Club, like basically mutant serums that they can apply to their Kennel
Yeah, and I said that months ago, that it only makes
so,
sense that you'd have a mutant Kennel Club next.
Yeah, and I think that's what is going to happen. So rather than like originally the original Kennel Clubs
makes
were
sense.
airdropped to Bored Ape holders, I think that the mutant Kennel Club serums will be airdropped to Kennel Club holders.
Right.
As their reward, whereas mutants and apes are going to get their big reward via token.
From the apes.
So,
and one reason that they have to do another project basically is to get that revenue too, because that's where they make a ton of revenue. They made 90 million at the time from doing the mutants in an hour. That's just a crazy number. So
yeah, man. Yeah, big things for Bored Ape ecosystem. But yeah, I think the Kennel Club holders are going to be rewarded, and yeah, those are staying pretty strong in that 9.5, 10 ETH range.
Yeah, like, we're all bullish on obviously everything that's Bored Ape. So, if obviously that's a lot of people's goal in the space to get somehow into that club, let's just call it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Go ahead.
Karafuru Mint. We know that's tomorrow. We're thinking like, are you guys going for it? Or are you just gonna try aftermarket?
It's worth going for, especially if you have bots. And it's gonna be a Dutch auction starting at 0.5. So obviously we know how that's gonna go. They're gonna sell out right at the 0.5 starting price. So yeah, if you can send a transaction immediately, I think it's worth going for.
I haven't. Go ahead, Garrett.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, but if not, aftermarket should be on everyone's radar.
I haven't felt this good about a project in a while. It's all about where you can get your entry. Obviously, it helps if you can get more than one, so you can, buy one and then try to get one either lower or around the same price. But I don't know why I'm super bullish on this going to 10 Ethereum, but I am.
The following is huge.
I think it's because supply, if I'm being honest. I really think that supply number is bullish on the project.
Yeah.
I think there's also a lot of FOMO off the heels of a project like Azuki.
Exactly. People don't want to miss another,
Yeah.
So they'll sell their 15 ETH project or whatever and try to get into this project.
100%.
I don't know. I'm really fascinated to see what happens over the next 24 hours with this project.
More big corporate adoption news in the form of Coachella. Lifetime passes via NFT, and then also the NFL is partnered with Ticketmaster, and attendees of this year's Super Bowl are going to receive an honorary NFT as well. which, you know, again, more corporate adoption, mainstream adoption, and this is literally like the tech and web boom of the 90s, man. So in my mind, like the first honorary, you know, NFL NFT from a Super Bowl, what's that going to be worth in 10 years, man? 20 years, you know what I mean? If this really is the future that we know it is. So yeah, pretty cool to see that stuff. What is the Coachella NFT? McKay slumped. It's a lifetime pass to Coachella events.
So there's a few like tiers dropping today. What they did is they announced it earlier in the week. We had first talked about it, and then they confirmed it yesterday. Basically, what they did is FTX, who's like a huge exchange, basically right behind Coinbase, has their own ETH and USD based trading and Sol trading platform, just like OpenSea. That I don't think it's getting used very much, but they have it. Regardless, the project is going to launch on their platform and only be tradable on their platform. I think the reason they went with them and didn't just do a typical ETH mint is because you're able to buy with USDC. So I think how I imagine it is Coachella corporate is kind of thinking, okay, this is how we can get people who would come to our festival regardless into NFTs. They can just pay with USDC if they have an FTX account. FTX obviously is huge. Almost everyone has it. I think New York is the only state that has it banned. So how it works is there's 3 tiers. Like Garrett said, the lifetime, which is like the Coachella key collection, that's only limited to 10. So they're just releasing 10 lifetime keys in the form of an auction. So I imagine that's going to be well into the thousands once that starts. Then there's a collection of 10,000, which is going to be $60 just straight USD. And that's just like a print, and you can get that. The only utility there is you can get exchanged for like a physical print that they will send you in the mail, similar to how StockX operates with their NFTs before this lawsuit. And then there's a separate collection, which I'm most bullish on, which is out of 1,000. So it's a tenth of the supply as that second collection. And it's a little more expensive at $180, but I think that one has the most potential of flipping if any of them flip. My concern is that they haven't done much PR. It's kind of something that popped up just late last week or early this week, and so not a ton of people know about it. I'm not sure where a ton of the secondary demand is going to come as far as the NFT itself. I think the only thing that could flip would be the out of 10, but I imagine that goes for several $1,000s just because obviously a lifetime Coachella pass is very valuable.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Few questions in chat that we got here. Thoughts on Rug Radio?
Yeah,
Thoughts
I'm on that
Bepos?
now. Rug
Ooh,
Radio.
I can hit Rug Radio.
Go ahead.
Yep.
So I minted the membership pass and I minted the Genesis. From my understanding, the Genesis is a staking-based game, basically where you're rewarded in Rug Radio tokens for how long you've held the NFT and also for the rarity of the NFT. So there's standard, there's like rare, and then there's like super rare, and you get more yield for how rare yours is. I am keeping my Genesis Mint Pass, the first thing that we minted if you've been in the ecosystem, but I'm selling off my the Genesis NFT. Because I don't really care about this staking game or whatever token rewards they're going to be. I'd rather just have the Mint Pass so I can mint other things that come up, because Mint Pass holders also have gotten like Cool Pets whitelist. They've gotten like Dead Friends whitelist. So there's benefit to holding that, but in my opinion, not much in terms of the Genesis, the actual like picture of the rug. If we're looking at the NFTs, the verbiage is a little confusing, so that's why I'm trying to hit that a little harder. But yeah, I'm keeping the pass, selling the Genesis.
Sweet.
Cool.
Bepos?
Yeah, Bepos. I think you just at this point, I mean, the volume's died for sure. Depends on your entry though. At this point I would just be waiting though for reveal. Isn't it in a few days? Maybe tomorrow.
Floor is 0.13, so the floor isn't bad at all.
Wait, is it today or tomorrow? Do you remember?
Reveal should be the 5th. So
the
I think
5th,
it's
tomorrow. Yeah, that's right.
A lot of stuff's revealing tomorrow. Bepos, Raid Party, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Ape today.
Yep. And then Frankie just asked about thoughts on Prime Kong Planet reveal coming in 5 days. So that's a 3D animation, same team as Prime Ape Planet. Actually, they got caught up, if you saw the thread the other day about the Instagram account at NFT, owned by Mark Cuban. They basically post like a ton of like rug pulls and scams and projects that go under and they're undisclosed ads. Primate Planet was utilizing them to kind of like get steam and hype in the first place. I don't think you see a lot of like smart buyers, buying and holding Primate Planet. As far as like the mint opportunity to flip off mint, if you can hit them at their MSRP, that's great. But I don't like them. The Prime Con planets or the Primate planets or really any of them. They're all like really very much like copy paste 3D animation, and the rumors are that they're like literally all of these 3D projects are coming from the same team. So yeah, if I would be selling Prime Con Planet before reveal. And then BCH said, do you guys think 3.9 is a good entry for Karafuru? Yeah, kind of. That's what Vince and I were saying, is that 3.9 seems pretty good considering there's 3K have already been minted. There's only 2,500 left. The reveal is going to be 5 days after the public mint, and the demand for this project is unlike the demand for most. So 3.9, while expensive, could definitely be a good entry. I personally haven't bought yet. Curious to see what happens throughout the day here, but right around 4, I feel like is where it's going to be settling.
Yeah, I'm pretty bullish on this project. It's tough to say if that's a good buy, but to me it feels like it is.
Right.
But I mean, I don't usually like going off how I feel emotionally about something.
I like it lower. I like it closer to 3, but that's if they get there, closer to reveal.
For sure. Cool. Yeah, I think we hit the topics pretty good. If you guys have anything else.
I'm all good. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Yeah. Well, till Monday then.
Yeah, till Monday. Have a good weekend.
Cool. Take